What's up guys, John here. Could you imagine a universal basic income in America? If not, you soon will. On Congress.gov, they are working on two different bills pushing forward a universal basic income. Governor of New York, Kathy Hochul, just came out yesterday saying we are going to be issuing stimulus checks again.
Kathy Hochul is proposing $3 billion in inflation refund checks for more than 8 million New Yorkers.
$500 checks from the state would go out to couples making less than $300,000, and $300 checks would go out to single tax filers making less than $150,000.
From $500 for a family down to $300 for individuals filing separate.
This is one day ago, saying between $300 and $500. If you make less than 150 grand a year, you're gonna get 300 bucks. This isn't an opinion here. 8 million New Yorkers, you go right to our website, governorkathyhochul.gov. You click here, 8.6 million people. It says this new refund would send a payment of $300 to single taxpayers who make 150 grand a year, and a payment of $500 for joint tax filers making up to $300,000. Today's announcement is one of several proposals to help address the cost of living that has been unveiled as part of the governor's upcoming Senate State of the State. So on her website, that's what she's talking about. You look at what's happening with 4-day work week. Tokyo government to introduce a 4-day work week for its employees.
Tokyo's governor is giving city employees the option to have a 4-day work week.
Then you look at all these countries that are issuing 4-day work weeks. Norway, Lithuania, Canada, Germany, Ireland, Iceland, Belgium. So you have all of these countries, the United States, Portugal, South Africa, they're offering a 4-day work week, and they're pushing for stimulus and all these different changes to society.
Belgian Prime Minister has announced a new labor policy, and it gives a 4-day work week.
New York-based online clothing company Primary offering a flexible 4-day work week.
This is what's going to unfold. When you looked at America, 10,000 foot overview, you have a protection program for FHA home loans right now. They will reduce your payment up to 25% so they don't have to record this as a delinquency. Same thing with student loans. Same thing with VA home loans. The same thing for even utility bills in California. You have all of these different protections. You had an eviction moratorium that was enacted for 2 years in California. All these protections for the people. But now what's going to be going forward is going to be a major rug pull. And I believe in an inflationary future, which is going to force millions of Americans to sell off hard real assets to those that are better prepared. Investors, hedge funds, corporations, and savvy people inside of the middle class right now that are getting all of their affairs in order to get ready for this massive, massive wealth building opportunity. In this video, I'm going to break it down and give you the facts. Please hit the like button. When you do, YouTube will share the content, educate more people about what's going on. And if you're interested in Section 8 real estate investing, entry-level real estate investing, to get guaranteed monthly income from the federal government, you can click the link in the description just below this video. Or if you're interested in fixing your credit to position yourself for financing, we'd love to help you if you have late payments, medical bills, charge-offs, foreclosures, bankruptcies, repossessions, or any derogatory or negative items on your credit report. You can click the link in the description just below. Take a look at this. So universal basic income in the US isn't yet reality. It will be. I mean, look at Elon Musk and Zuckerberg and all the billionaires, they're telling you it's going to be. But 16 states have UBI-like programs that give residents cash. Guaranteed basic income programs can help low-income participants afford necessities like rent. More than 100 US cities and counties have tried GBI, offering cash for housing and groceries. Right? It just came out about 10 days ago, right? So you see this, then you see Congress.gov, and they're talking about a universal basic income, guaranteed monthly income. And they're saying here, this is going to be from 2024 to 2028 is what they were discussing. Now, this has been in the works for a while. There was one that came out in 2020. This one here, came out in September of last year. Then you have this one here. This came out this year, in February. This was for a universal basic income for people that are they're struggling with potential homelessness. 4.2 million young and young adults experience homelessness in the United States, and they want to basically subsidize that. But when you look at the cost of living, a lot of people could claim that they could be going homeless because a lot of people are losing their homes and their apartments. They can't afford to survive. So it's all kind of in the same direction. Here, millions of Californians to get average of $146 in credits on their April utility bills thanks to this state program. Now, when these programs end, if they end, what would happen? well, you would just start to see a wave of defaults and delinquencies. That's what would happen. Banks would need to unload their bad loans, and they would to the highest buyer. And who would that be? It could be the government, it could be Blackstone, it could be KKR, it could be any of these big tech companies, it could be anybody, right? It could be stepping forward, acquiring a lot of these deals associated to the loans on them. So you could see this with, look at Gavin, for example. He just acquired this $9 million place. Like when they say the rich will get richer, they're going to, I promise you, in the future. If somebody has a net worth right now of $500K and they know what to do with it, in the coming couple of years, they could turn that into $5 million.
Here comes the money.
Here we go. Money talk.
Here comes the money.
The same thing is going to be going true with people worth $5 million, $10 million, people worth $100K. If they know what to do with it and they're making the right plays, they're going to be able to buy themselves options. And options in the future is wealth, right? Having no options walking into what we're walking into is not where you want to be. Student loan payments, and if you have internet connection, you can get yourself options. You might not have money right now, but if you have internet connection, you could do anything you want to do if you apply yourself. Maybe you learn an hour, 2 hours a night, you're studying, working and beating on your craft, and you're putting yourself around other people that are also doing things, you'll get where you want to go. But just sitting there thinking this isn't going to happen, I wouldn't do that. Student loan payments pause extended to save plan borrowers. And more student loan news. Here, the eviction moratorium, right? Here, mortgage delinquencies are rising. FHA borrowers are feeling the impact. This came out a week ago, December 4th, right? December 4th, 2024. And they have this program, this plan to reduce their monthly payments 25%. Now, someone that's buying FHA, what many people don't realize is when you buy an FHA deal, in most cases, if it's market value, you buy it and you're underwater because the cost to sell it is 8 or 9%. You have 5 to 6% just for realtors. You have closing costs, transfer taxes, miscellaneous fees. That's where you're at, 8 to 9%. So if you're buying something with 3.5% down, you're already walking in 6% under, right? Like if you bought it that day, a $500,000 house, and you sold it, the next day, $500,000, you'd have to strike a check, right? So many people are saying, screw it. I wasn't anticipating insurance costs going up this much. I wasn't anticipating taxes going up this high. I wasn't anticipating losing my job, right? So a lot of people are in trouble with their FHA loans. VA home loans, this is on va.gov, VA help to avoid foreclosure. If you fall behind your mortgage payments, your monthly servicer, the company who handles collecting the money for your lender can take your house to cover money owed. This process is called foreclosure. Find out how the VA loan technicians can help you avoid foreclosure and keep you in your house. And they're calling for the pause until December 31st. So, we could be walking into a storm here in 2025. Like we could really be walking into a big storm because everything the last couple of years has been kind of swept under the rug here. Nearly everything, right? It's a lot of the data, a lot of the job revisions, everything's been getting revised. A lot of what's happening, people don't really understand the severity of the problems that this country is really in. And so you want to put yourself in a position to owning real assets, not having yourself associated to adjustable rate debt in the event interest rates go up. In the event credit card companies continue to increase their rates, you want to have options. You don't want to sit there thinking that they're going to come save the day. You look at the last 4 years, I would argue most people that were barely getting by 4 years ago are struggling today, and most people that were rich 4 or 5 years ago are richer today, right? This is just going to continue to really just grow and grow and grow. And my prediction is we're going to start to see a lot of demand in entry-level houses, 50 to 150, 200 grand, and we're going to see a lot more demand from investors there.
Give me that. What? Give me that.
Chasing yield. We're going to see a lot of retirees looking for alternatives of how they can retire comfortably. You're going to see a lot of first-time buyers trying to find a way in which they can buy their home at a price in which they can afford. You're going to see renters saying, what? If corporations keep buying up all the housing, they're going to continue jacking up my rents. I need to buy something.
Where's the money, Lebowski?
And they're going to see the institutions saying, hey, I need to get a return on capital. If inflation's this, I need a return far greater than that so I can attract more and more and more investors. So I'm going to go here. And this is what's going to happen. You're just going to start to see this major shift in society as people are looking to survive and other people are looking to make money. It's just going to be a massive period of disruption. I believe a massive wealth building opportunity for people that are ambitious, because you just look at the writing on the wall. I mean, when it's on our website talking about, you make 150 grand a year, you need help. I see in the comment section sometimes people are saying, oh, Section 8 tenants are bad. But you just look at the numbers. Look at what is technically affordable. If you're going to buy a home, you should be making at least three times your monthly mortgage payment. Meaning if your mortgage is $3,300, you should be making $9,900, 10 grand a month, right? That's a $500,000 house. Most people are spending 40 or 50% of their income, so they're house poor. The same thing applies with an apartment. If you're making 3x your rent, technically that is affordable. But if you're spending 40 or 50% of your rent, then you're house poor. Then this is what's happening. So that's how Section 8 is classifying it. That's how the government classifies it. You should be making at least 3 times your income, and most people aren't. So when they're saying 150 grand a year needs financial assistance, you could just imagine what's going to happen with the Section 8 program. I think it's going to double or triple in the coming 5 years. And I think we're just probably even more than that. I think we're just going to see a total overall restructuring of the U.S. economy. And we're walking into it right now, walking into the storm. I mean, 4-day work weeks all around the world getting pushed. Well, why? And you also look at commercial real estate. Like, why are they pushing for a 4-day work week? Well, a lot of these employers won't have full-time workers. They'll be part-time workers. They might not have to offer as many benefits. I mean, you have a really, really good option for them to outsource a lot of these jobs and find ways in which, hey, we're going to reduce your payments or your, the monthly cost for us to hire you, so much so to where you can't really afford to stay here. You might need to quit. And that allows us to, basically fire you without us having to pay you any type of severance package or any type of, pay you anything, because you're going to likely walk away. This also works very well for the job outsourcing, AI, a lot of the massive disruptions that have been unfolding in the U.S. economy the last couple of years. It leads way for these employers to grow. And that's what it does. I mean, you look at JPMorgan Chase CEO Jamie Dimon, he says that they're going to be issuing AI assistants. And essentially, their employees are going to be going out there and training this AI. They also say that they don't want employees working more than 80 hours a week for their stress, right? So you can see this massive push away from humans into AI and into cutting costs. And that's what's happening around the world right now. And you don't want to sit in dollars. I'm telling you, you don't want to sit in dollars, because they're going to see this and say, look, we're going to need to subsidize and help people. We're going to need to give them money. And how much is your money worth if they keep printing it every single day, printing billions and billions of dollars? So the answer is a lot less tomorrow than it would be yesterday, right? It's just going to continue. So you want to own hard real assets. You want to put yourself in a really, really strong position financially, and you want to put yourself in a place where you can pivot and move inside an inflationary world. What do you think about this entire situation? Let's have a conversation about this below. And if you're interested in Section 8 real estate investing, buying homes between 50 and 150K, where you can get guaranteed rent from the federal government, we would love to have a conversation with you. Or if you're thinking about fixing your credit to position yourself for funding, maybe for your business, to buy a work truck, to invest in real estate, we'd love to give you a free consultation at greatcreditfast.com. That's greatcreditfast.com. If you have late payments, medical bills, charge-offs, foreclosures, bankruptcies, repossessions, or any derogatory or negative items in your credit report, go to greatcreditfast.com. Click the link in the description just below this video. Schedule a free call for tomorrow. Catch you next video.